Do you feel like a top G?
I'm feeling the top G-ness.
Andrew Tate. Ever heard of him?
Yeah, you probably have because he's been absolutely blowing up on the internet recently. He's a 4-time world champion kickboxer who has gained popularity through his blunt opinions, his lavish lifestyle, and for being outspoken against the modern man's laziness.
You are fat. You're out of shape for a 21-year-old.
Now, like him or not, he has absolutely been crushing it recently. So, with that said,
I too would like to crush it. So over the next 24 hours, I will be trying Andrew Tate's bizarre morning routine. And the goal here is to see if there's anything that he's doing on a day-to-day basis that maybe I could try in my own life and maybe it would help me out. But I'm not so sure because as you'll see in a second, he does some weird stuff. But hey, you never know until you try. So let's find out.
okay, so step 1 was to learn what his morning routine even was. So I started researching. But the issue was a normal Google search left me pretty clueless and it was not helpful at all. So I had to do some digging, and I mean digging. It took me a few hours, but I eventually found a handful of things that it looks like he does every morning. So I believe this will give us an accurate glimpse into his real morning routine.
But real quick, I had to literally turn TikTok inside out to find all of the information that I'm about to show you. And I hate TikTok. So please leave a like for the pain that I endured to create this video.
Anyway, the first thing I had to find out was what time he actually gets up in the morning. And then luckily I found this clip.
I think I get up around 9:30.
Okay. It is 9:35 a.m. I cannot remember the last time I got up this late. I typically get up between like 5:30 and 6:30. So this to me doesn't really feel like the start of a productive day.
Anyway, now that we're up, it's time to have a typical Andrew Tate breakfast. Yeah, sorry, Danny. Andrew Tate doesn't eat breakfast, apparently. Because breakfast is only for weak people. Do you want to be weak? I think not.
What's the worst way to start your morning?
Breakfast. I think that breakfast is the worst thing that's ever happened to humanity. I think when people wake up and the first thing they do is put food in their mouths, I think it's a bad mental model to approach the day with. I think you should wake up and you should stay hungry.
Okay, so yeah, apparently he doesn't have breakfast in the morning, you know, because it's for betas. However, it does look like he makes a cup of coffee in the morning. So let's make our coffee.
I wake up and I have 6 coffees.
Okay, so now that we have our coffee, from here the next step is working out. However, Andrew Tate doesn't like public gyms and he only works out for 30 minutes a day.
Straight into my home gym, which is very small, very, very sparse. I train for like 30 minutes a day max.
Okay, so as far as the actual workouts go, he doesn't like anything weighted, and it seems like some of his favorite workouts are push-ups and burpees.
And I used to do push-ups and I used to do lots and lots of burpees, but I never had any static weights ever.
So I began my body weight workout, got these push-ups going, but as I was finishing my very first set, I remembered the next part of Andrew Tate's morning routine.
Oh, and he drinks coffee in between his sets.
I go to the gym, have my coffee in between sets.
Then I got right back to my workout and continued because I knew if I wanted to eat today, I had to earn it. You know, since breakfast is apparently the worst thing that has ever happened to humanity.
Okay, so now that I have worked for and earned my first meal, you may be wondering what kind of meal will Andrew Tate start his day with? Great question.
Fried chicken. Yeah, so apparently the first meal that the top G will break his fast with is fried chicken.
Hey, Tate, you look in such good shape. Like, what's your meal plan? Some fried chicken.
Do you feel like a top G?
I'm feeling the top G-ness.
This is my roommate.
Okay, so by this point, I was very hungry and ready for my first meal. So we went back to the apartment and I absolutely devoured this fried chicken. Devoured. And yes, in fact, I did feel like a top G while doing so.
Okay, so we have finished our fried chicken and thus concluded Andrew Tate's morning routine. Let's recap. We started off at 9:30 a.m. A little late for me personally. We skipped breakfast because only betas have breakfast. From there, we grabbed our coffee. Now that coffee is crucial because throughout our workout, which is only from home, we're gonna be sipping that coffee in between sets. Also, only body weight workouts allowed here, no weights. Now, after we have worked hard and earned our meal, we will finish that morning routine with some
fried chicken.
So what do I think of his morning routine? Overall, I think what works for him may not work for me, mostly because I don't like getting up so late. In fact, a few months ago, I tried the Navy SEAL morning routine and that was way harder than this because I mean, I was waking up every single day for a week at 4:30 in the morning. Definitely check that video out to watch me suffer and comment whose routine I should try next. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe and I will see you guys next week.